What's going on, everyone? Yes, it is another toy review, and yes, the statue that stands in front of you is known as the Thinker. Now, this figure is based upon Michelangelo's statue, the Thinker, also known as Dante, the poet. Not Dante from Devil May Cry, but Dante as the individual that wrote the Divine Comedy, which is a book about a man traveling in hell and seeing all type of wicked shit. Yes, I do mean seeing ridiculous, off the wall shit. If you never played that game, Dante's Inferno, which that also supposed to have been Dante the poet, but they just made him into an extreme badass that wields a scythe. This is that version, or the actual supposed to be real version of Dante, not the video game, of course. Now, this figure is made by Figma. And I must say, I was actually very shocked about this figure. So let's go ahead and jump into this review, check out the details, check out the articulation and accessories, and see what this figure has to offer or not so much has to offer. So right off the back, as always, look at detail first. Now, if you've never seen the Thinker statue, do yourself a favor, go on Google and look it up. If you go on Google and look it up, I promise you right now that this figure looks pretty damn good against that statue. They did a really good job of doing a representation of the Thinker statue, or the poet rather, or Dante, whatever. But they did a really great job. I mean, that whole worn metal look, or whatever the hell is made out of, I think it's limestone. It looks good. It looks damn good. I mean, I was really shocked when I got him in hand, seeing the quality of him. When I first purchased him, I bought him on some fluke shit, to be honest with you. I seen it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I just automatically thought to myself, oh, some art shit. And, you know, I'm an artist, so I figured, hey, ain't nothing wrong with actually picking up something like this. So I went ahead and decided to grab them. I completely forgot I actually ordered them. Because other toys was taking so long to come in that I forgot that I had them on order with other figures. So when I got them, it was actually a surprise. And I didn't think this figure was going to be this amazing until I actually got him in hand. And I must say, I was really, really shocked. Like I'm saying, look at the quality. Like, look at that worn look. They nailed it with the paint job. It looks really, really good. So we can go ahead and consider that the 360. I don't have to spin him all the way around because he's pretty much even on both sides. Nothing really going on. Alright, now let's go ahead and look at the height comparison of this figure. So let me go ahead and zoom back for y'all. And let's go ahead and put him right here. Let's get focus. I think that's pretty solid. And here is Solid Snake. So him and Solid Snake is pretty much the exact same height. And then here is Guts. And Guts actually stands a little bit taller than him. Not by much, but he does stand taller than him. Alright, so that is the size of the Thinker itself. Alright, so let's go ahead and move them out of the way. Now, as for accessories, the Thinker actually does not come fully loaded with a bunch of stuff, but the stuff that they do give you is really nice and really different and cool. So, first and foremost, let's jump into his different head that he gets. So this head is meant for the statue. So let's go ahead and zoom up and focus. There you go. So you're probably wondering, why does he have this ridiculous ass hole in the middle of his face? Well, reason being, this is where you insert the knuckle part of his hand when he's in statue mode. So here's the hand. You see that little peg sticking out? So pretty much all you're doing is taking that peg, trying to do it behind the camera, which is a pain in my ass. There we go. Push that peg in, and there you go. you actually have him set where he looks like he's just relaxing. What I do like is very flush. You don't see the peg sticking out. It looks really good when he's in that statue mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that as is so you can actually see it when I start changing him over. You're gonna get a kind of like a weapon holding hand. Kind of don't know why, because you don't get any weapons, but you do have the option. So you can give him like berserk sword if you like, because pretty much that can pretty much fit any like melee weapon. All right, so you get that, which is pretty nice. You're gonna receive kind of a like a hand that's sprawled out. It's kind of odd. Almost look like he's giving a shitty high five, like he got lazy with it halfway through. So you do get that. You can probably put it on his knee. I think that'll work out, like if you actually had his hand down and it's just sitting on his knee, resting rather, or even on his head. I think that'll work. You're gonna get kind of a weird pointy finger. And looking at the back of the box, they use this also to like kind of point to his head or whatever you can figure out to do with this hand. All right, so you're gonna get that. You're gonna receive this hand as well. It kind of looks like the hand that's when he's in statue mode, just minus the actual knuckle piece going on sticking out. But the sculpture looks pretty much the same. Nothing different. And then he's going to get kind of a relaxed hand, which also looks pretty chill. Nothing major. Really simple. What I do like, the fact you can see like the wrinkles in the palm. Looks really good. The other two hands is just the opposite ends of the other arm. That's all. Or the opposing hands rather, to the left versus the right. So you just get doubles of those particular hands. The weapon wielding hand and the shitty high five. You're gonna also get a whole nother torso, which is really cool. This torso is meant for when he's in statue mode. This right here is just a piece that you remove. It's like a fake stand. I kind of don't get the point of this, but it is there. It's like a waste of plastic in my opinion, but it's there. You remove it when you want to actually put him into statue mode. And the details, once again, looks really, really good. You can see like the rib cage, the actual shoulder muscles. Everything looks really nice. And you can also use this to do some really creepy poses. I was doing it when I first got the figure. Kind of give him like a zombie pose if you like, actually. And the very last piece, you get a stand. Just going to zoom back a bit. And let's focus. This stand here is for what he sits on. Got the butt grooves in it. Even a little, you know, man junk to make sure got a resting place. And then you have these pegs. Now, what's odd about this stand, I kind of don't understand the reason for it. They don't show it in the instruction manual, but he has this little lip, which you can see right here. And you can pull this out. Or you can just push down on the actual feet pieces and they'll fall out. You can probably use this for like hand storage. So you can take all the hands off the rack and throw it in there if you want to actually store them and just keep them in the same place. That's the only real reason I can see you actually being able to open this. Because other than that, it's pretty stupid. It's kind of no point. Like, I don't understand the reason why this was loose, but it is. And like I said, you can use it for storage if you want to. But there's legit no reason for that opening up. Now, as for posing him onto the stand itself, this is the last but not least thing to do. Actually, before I do that, I don't know what I was thinking. Let me jump into articulation and then I'll do the pose last. So, Thinker can look about that far up, that far down, which is practically 0. He can do a full 360, of course, with the head on the neck. It does go into a ball joint, which also the neck goes into a ball joint into the body itself. When you use the neck joint involved, he can look down pretty damn good. Then looking up, don't really get no more than what he already had, because due to this part, it actually blocks him from looking up with the neck part. Going down to the shoulders, it's a ball joint going into the body, peg going into the shoulder itself. So you get about that far out. You can do a full 360, of course. You can move the joint around really, really well if you want to get some more poses. It does have a swivel because of the peg. So even though you don't have an actual cut swivel, you can still swivel the arm itself. As for the bend, single hinge, which does have a very, very nice range of motion. Let me go ahead and focus. Sorry about that. Wrist itself is on a single hinge. You get about that far going back, that far going in, which is really nice. And you can do a full 360 with the wrist. And these hands are really easy to change out. You don't got to fight with it. They're pretty basic. Let me go ahead and pull this off so I can show you. Really small peg. They do give you an extra peg if a peg happened to get broken. Why one? I have no clue. It's kind of a stupid number. It is going to give you one. So if both pegs broke, you just shit out of luck. But they do give you one extra peg. Now going down to the torso, it is a ball joint. Get about that much going forward, which is practically zero. Go about that far going back, which is tilt a little bit. Going down to the waist. Now this is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of a Play Arts Kai figure or some of the older figures because how tight the groin area is to the body, like further as like the mold. Normally, like if you look at the Solid Snake figure, let me go ahead and come down. You look at the Solid Snake figure, he does have a lot of room to move this part around, even when it comes to guts. Same thing goes. This is more like, seriously, like undies. You got fucking undies on. So it's very, very tight to the body itself. Dealing with the ball joint on the waist actually works pretty good. Can't go back. Tilt, nah, not really much. Coming out to the legs, because of the soft rubber pelvis, nice range of motion kicking forward. Kick out pretty damn good. Even his back kick can go out far due to the soft rubber. It does expose the joint quite a bit though when you do the really weird poses. Knee, single hinge, really nice bend. Down to the ankle, goes about that far back, that far forward, and he does have a toe joint, which has a really nice range of motion. So as for articulation on this figure, it's really good actually, and it holds the pose really, really well. I've been having fun posing with other figures, and I kind of got a few ideas up my sleeve for further as on pictures for later. But like I said, it definitely holds a pose, definitely can hold his stance without a problem. Let me go ahead and bring this down a bit. It's kind of dark. Sorry about that. Alright. So, as for posing him on the rock. So, first thing you want to do is go ahead and pull his body in half. Alright. So, I'm going to lay that down. Then you're going to go ahead and pull his arms off. Not the ball joint, just the peg part. Pull that off like so. Same thing go. Make sure you wiggle it. Don't force it right off the jump because you don't want to pull the ball joint out. I don't think you can really break them because these ball joints on these figures is pretty tough, especially on this one. Then you have to remove the neck because you actually need the neck piece. Without the neck, you pretty much can't put the head on. So we go ahead and pull that neck off. There we go. And what's cool is you can use either this head or the other head, but of course I'm gonna use the other head for this situation. And you can actually take the head off along with keeping the joint in it because this head comes with its own joint, which is pretty cool. So I actually like that. At least they wasn't cheap and making us remove one of the harder joints from the body just to make a damn pose. So thank you, Figma, for not being cheap bastards. Now, going over to the other body, so we go ahead and move this arm in here, like so. All right, it's nice in there, nice and snug. We're gonna go ahead and remove this particular hand off because we need this wrist to be freed up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and stick the hand on already attached to the head. Then we're going to take the other arm because we need that as well. Oh, the head fell off, so it doesn't even matter. But we're going to take the other arm, go ahead and peg it in. Now, just to let you know, when you get the figure in the box, he's already going to have this setup right in the box itself. So you actually got to take him apart to put him in the mold I had him in when I first started the video, actually. Now, go ahead and remove the peg. There we go. And plop the new body on. Boom! We good. Put the weird face. Heard it snap. It's good to go. Put his knuckle in his mouth. There we go. Now, he looked like he got a few issues. But, no further ado, let's go ahead and take off the other hand. Just to kind of give a real realistic pose here. I'll grab the shitty high five. Alright, got that going. Now, just to let you know, since the bottom falls out, you have to hold the bottom part, because if you don't, when you apply pressure with the foot onto the peg, the bottom flies out. So that part can be very annoying. But once one foot is on there, get the other foot going, and they work pretty well. So I will say I didn't fight with this to actually get it going. Alright. So now, get him all posed up. He look like he's taking a very long time to take a dump. Or waiting for his girlfriend to stop fucking changing clothes every 5 minutes to go out. I got a few things you can have him contemplating. Or why is this man part so small? There's a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and zoom up. But the pose is very, very natural. Very natural. Must say, I really like this figure a lot. So, that being said, hope this review here actually helped you out. If you were thinking about picking up this figure, what do I think about this figure? I actually think this figure is pretty damn cool. I haven't had any issues out of him. I like him a lot, actually. Especially, let's say, for example, if you're a person that likes to draw and you need your anatomy game up, there's nothing wrong with a figure like this. Some people buy them shitty wooden figures that's supposed to be meant for anatomy. They're probably like the worst shit you can ever use to draw anatomy. That's just my personal opinion, because they don't look nothing like a fucking human being. But whatever. You can pretty much get a figure like this and use a figure like this for anatomy reasons. And why am I fighting with this hand? I don't know. But yeah, you can use a figure like this to actually get your anatomy game up. So I really think this is actually a really cool figure, especially for artists or people that actually want to draw or learn how to draw or use something to draw from. I don't know, whatever. But beyond all that, hope you liked the review. And once again, say goodbye. Take care, everyone. When your ass got a boo-boo, so the fight gotta wait like 40 minutes, sometimes 45, depending on the situation. Cause you knew you shouldn't have ate them damn Doritos and drunk milk on a hot ass day. Cause that will fuck your stomach up. I don't know from experience, I'm just taking a guess that milk and the sun probably just don't mix. I don't know. You can let me know. Let me know, motherfuckers.